Hello everybody, this is Allshouse Gaming and welcome to our new series, Aether and Iron. This is a game I saw an advertisement of, decided to check out the demo on it, and I did enjoy it. It's kind of... I've seen a lot of people compare it to Disco Elysium, and I suppose mechanics-wise that is the case, and we'll get into the why later. In certain mechanics-wise. And this game has turn-based car combat. Very interesting concept. I'm pretty sure might not be the first to do it, but and I figured I'd check it out. Like I said, I played the demo. I do actually have save files from the demo, but I'm not going to be using those, because that would be skipping over a lot of story. And I want to make some different choices than I made in the demo. Anyways, let's get started. We're going to go for balanced, normal. I'm not looking for a challenge, just something balanced. We will not be doing permadeath. It contains flashing lights, rapid visual effects, camera motion that may cause discomfort, motion sickness, or epileptic seizures in some individuals. Yeah.
Every man, woman, and child remembers the day that Aether first captured their imagination, that gravity became nothing more than an inconvenience. Prepare yourselves, fair citizens of New York, to feel such wonder again. The Helicline Institute of Aethonics is announcing an early Aether Tech showcase ahead of the 1939 World's Fair. So come one and come all, and be inspired. Gaze upon new skyward frontiers and see that there is no alternative to a future amongst the heavens.
Looks like it's time. There's no thriving in this city. Not when the shadow of the uppers keeps the rest of us fumbling in the dark. They get the sunlight and the cotton clouds, while the lowers is lost in the dark at midday. But with a job like today's, I can catch my breath. No guns, no complications, not like last time. I'd sooner throw myself into the well and let the gravity storms pull me apart than go through that again. And if this goes well, I'll never have to. I can still hear my Zeo's last breaths echoing in the gunshots that rip the ground from beneath my feet.
Now leaving the station. Please
I could leave this smuggler business behind. I wouldn't have to worry about backroom deals, meddling tyrants, or pulling pennies from the smoke of a gun. I'd find a place up here where the air is clean, where the sun wakes you up in the morning, and the stars say goodnight. It'd be just me and the open sky, finally free. I slip into one of the ritziest hideaways in the uppers, long after the rich and sauced have sauntered off to bed. The glass cage cleans up nice after hours, but no amount of soap will wash away the stink of high-class gin and imported cologne.
Alright, good intro, gives us some information on the character without giving everything away. Really wants to live in the uppers, though I'm willing to bet by the end of the story she'll have learned that the uppers isn't really where she wants to be. Maybe. I guess that depends on how things go, because the choices do matter in this game. Not only that, but it's fully voice acted. Well, maybe not fully. I'm sure there's probably some lines I'll have to voice myself. But hey, less of a strain on my throat than the previous game. Also, we learned just how this world is, and of course, there's classism, where people in the lower levels suffer, while the uppers will live a life of luxury. Because, of course.
My shoe gives the glass floor a wary tap as I scan the room. I ignore the booze hound glued to the table and turn to the stern-faced bartender. The booze hound's a whistling faucet, and his drool-spattered watch is worth more than my whole outfit. As good a mouthwash as any. Might come in handy later, too. Currency in my line of work isn't always green.
Take it.
The bartender gives me a look as I grab the long-necked top-shelf swill and take a drink.
Alright, we got some top shelf liquor added to our key items.
My eyes dart to the back door. If things go sideways, I'm a quick sprint from the exit. The regulars flock here to take in the view over a bottle of something expensive and bubbly. Every now and then, a soul gets grounded. And this is the best seat in the house.
I'm assuming by grounded they mean they toss them off the edge to their death. Oof.
The bartender's eyes follow my hands, making sure I don't get too familiar with a patron's belongings. I approach the counter. Morgan? I give a curt nod without response. Any other gift of familiarity would be wasted. Wilson out? A deep sullenness passes over the man.
Alright, I'm spoiling it before I can even check, but yes, this is where the kind of Disco Elysium-esque comparison comes in. There are various skills that you can use in conversation to make certain things happen, or if you fail them, not happen. And if you really fail them, go very badly for you. And it uses the same 2d6 system. Certain dialogue options contain talent checks. These checks add an element of chance to your decisions influenced by your crews. Way to spoil that we get a crew later on, but yeah, then again, turn-based. You're gonna have more people to assist you. Each check has a difficulty rating and a minimum number that you need to roll. When you perform a talent check, you roll 2 6-sided dice. Your crew's talents and attributes bonuses are added to the dice roll. All of your bonuses are shown in the tooltip when highlighting the dialogue option. We're not going to have a whole lot because we're just starting out and we're only level 1.
What can I do for you, Miss Rendazzo?
And there's also a heat system that we'll get into later that can also affect your checks. I believe high heat effect gives positive to brass checks, and low heat gives plus to hustle checks? Yeah, it seems about right. And apparently there have been some recent actions. Now then, various symbols to the left of the options basically denote various, well, what those options do. In this case, little book with an eye on it is for gathering more information. Doesn't move the conversation forward. The arrow, as you can see, advances the conversation, and if there is a skill check, well, it'll show what skill it is to the right of it. It'll also show you your chances of success. 91% chance you need to roll a 4 or higher. And Snake Eyes is going to be a critical failure. So let's press about Wilson. Ooh, barely.
Morgan's eyes are gray, his knuckles raw, and the scent of 2-day-old body odor breaks through his strong cologne. Wilson never misses a shift.
Never's a big word, Miss Rendazzo. Especially in this line of work.
Let's ask about business.
It's been a while. How's business, Morgan?
Business carries on as usual, Miss Rendazzo. Mr. Blanc's morning is full. And in the evening, we host Holiday.
I know that name from the radio. Shame I'll have to miss hearing her live. The glass cage might tolerate my presence during after hours, but its patience runs dry whenever respectable clientele's on the floor.
Of course.
I got a meeting with Mr. Blanc. Let him know I'm here.
So soon. I'm surprised. And without your uncle.
His eyes meet mine, challenging me to say anything, to reach for my piece, to balk, maybe even cry. I slowly inhale. It's too early to let some high-nosed stiff get his kicks in. So I smile. I'm missing an Apollo Diamond picture to be here, Morgan. Help a girl out. The bartender frowns while he polishes a small tumbler. He's expecting me. I don't intend to make him wait. Do you? That did the trick. He reaches his hand under the counter, slowly. A part of me waits for a fiery roar of buckshot to tear through the mahogany. Instead, I hear a click and muted bell.
They'll be with you shortly, Miss Rendazzo. I assume you can show yourself out afterwards.
A little bit of a hitch in the line there.
A familiar scent fills the air and blazy smoke drifts to the corner of my eye, drawing my attention to a darkened booth.
Oh, and much like any RPG, save often. Mr. Blanc. Speak to Mr. Blanc very carefully.
The table's already set. A narrow beam of light splits the booth. On my side, a glass of my favorite whiskey. On the other, an ember held in the hands of a man more shadow than flesh.
Drink.
91% chance. Let's cut to the chase.
Excuse me, Mr. Blanc, but I'm here for business, not pleasure.
Oh, failed. At least it wasn't
An
critical.
unhurried puff of smoke fills the booth. I hear the edge in his voice press against me. His eyes are narrowed points.
You do not set the terms, Randazzo. This is my table. My favor to you.
He stubs out the pleasantries with his dying cigarette. Onto a new smoke. Onto business.
A young woman from the Heights requests transport to the lowers. Nowhere in particular.
The Heights? What's some girl from upstairs want in the slums?
I don't care. She requested discretion.
Ask about the client.
She seem like the type to cause trouble? If she's getting into my car, I need to know what to expect.
She is young, naive, harmless. No threat to you.
Let's try to coax him.
You're the one who knows things, and that's all you know?
The girl's hiding. I found her buying passage from an unsavory sort, and I offered her an alternative. She's desperate, and she had money.
That was nothing, but more than I could have hoped from a man who charges a premium on information.
Let's probe about the simplicity of the job.
Sounds too easy.
For you, Randazzo, too easy is all you get. For now.
And if she brings in heat from the Heights?
I trust you will adapt.
Let's ask about Wilson.
Where's Wilson? Morgan looks worse for wear out there. The yellow flame flashes on caught breath.
Mr. Wilson is no longer under my employ.
Shame. He owes me money. Know where I can find him? The booth darkens to a silent gloom. Even the embers quiet their dull murmurings as Mr. Blanc leans forward again.
You'd do best to forget Mr. Wilson. Him and those he associated with. Or you too will find yourself out of my employ.
I'd struck a nerve, one that ran deep. Too deep for me to feel comfortable going any further. Mr. Blanc is a monster in his own right. I don't want to know what ghosts haunt his closet. I'll get it done in a few hours. And maybe next time we talk, the work will require more than my babysitting skills.
Your reputation is mud, Randazzo. This is charity. Do the job. You'll be paid. Half your usual.
Not gonna demand it. Let's try if we can ask politely for more. Yeah.
Half my usual? You called me up here to insult me?
You are not the same smuggler you were a year ago. I pay for who you are now.
It's a conversation I'd had several times already with too many clients. Conversations I'd lost. Turns out one bad day wipes out a lifetime of reliability. I had to try again.
Reputation is not easy to gain, but very easy to lose, I've found.
I'm every bit the same person I was. That's why you want me on this job. Why you need me. You can't risk your little Heights socialite giving you a bad name with the fat cats upstairs.
If she held any influence, she wouldn't be running away.
So she's running away, and he didn't dispute the first part. You could have called anyone, but you called me because I am the same person. No one else will protect her like I will. That you know. And that's worth a little respect. His cigarette extinguishes itself, obscuring what little of his face I could see in pure black. He did need this girl protected. Question was, from whom?
Your usual, then. And Randazzo, I expect your usual? She's down below after stepping out for air.
Alrighty then. Yeah, this one didn't go as well for me when doing audio testing. Only got $10 out of it.
You'll find her there, being obvious. Good luck, Randazzo.
See, mission log displays your available missions, including details on their current objectives. From here, you can also review a history of previously completed missions. Access at any time from the top right of the screen. Conversations, locations, and other points of interest required to progress a tracked mission are highlighted in the game world. Tracked or not, all available missions can be progressed. Use track mission to more easily follow the mission you are currently pursuing. So in other words, you can do multiple at a time, but... well, if you want to have an easier time finding it, track it. Alright, let's head back to the taxi platform to find our client. Ah.
A string of yellow cabs idle at the curb, their vultures squawking at a young woman standing on the sidewalk, barely 20. She's a bird of paradise, too colorful for the drab concrete jungle around her. Obvious was right. That's the one.
Oh boy.
Bet these platforms don't see many folks from the lowers. Zio always liked cabbies, said they were useful. This is where he and I disagreed. It's really something. Someday, I'll wake up to this every morning.
We'll see.
One of the buzzards has her cornered. The girl's smile is a mask. She's being polite, but she doesn't realize how ugly this could get.
Now then, we could try to scare them off, and I did do this in the demo, but let's just buy them off.
Cold out. Care for something nice to warm yourself up out here? The cabbies consider the bottle, mostly full, top shelf, sporting an aroma as pungent as their own. They take the morning treat without further question.
Hey now, that's quite generous of you. Quite generous. Care to join us, Bird? Or you, perhaps? There's enough to have a good time.
There's hardly enough. Perhaps next time.
You lost.
But hey, you need a hand with anything, you let us know.
The cabbies migrate downtown, excited by the prospect of a warm belly and a buzzing skull. I pray for their next few fares.
So, you're my driver. I'm Nellie. Well, Dr. Eleanor Reinhardt, technically, but please, Nellie's fine.
Name's Gia. So, doctor, huh?
That's right. My degree is in theoretical aethonics. I did my dissertation on Cherenkov radiation's impact on Aether particulate flux. Columbia, then NYU for postgrad. Such a gorgeous campus. Have you been?
Can't say I have.
It's pretty close to the Helicline Institute of Aethonics. Olympus Park is what most people call it. Where I work. Or worked, anyway.
She fidgets with her big, overstuffed briefcase. Something about it bothers me. This isn't your average rich socialite clutching her purse in a rough part of town. She's clinging to it like a life raft.
I hope you don't mind me saying so, but you make quite a striking impression.
The girl's eyes sparkle with curiosity. She's a bright little thing. Smart, switched on. And she's doing an admirable job of hiding how scared she really is. Her voice drops to a conspiratorial whisper.
Are you really a smuggler?
I don't favor our chances on making something up. Just tell the truth.
Depends who's asking.
Well, I am silly. How does one become a smuggler anyways?
Usually not by choice.
Wowzers.
Uh-huh. My car's this way. Come on. I get an itchy feeling, like we're being watched. This whole thing has me off kilter, like walking into a room without turning on the lights.
Right. Let's get out of here. And here
You
is...
step into my ride. I twist the ignition, and we set off. I catch the girl scanning the interior, her eyes taking everything in. So, where am I dropping you off? The lowers is pretty big.
Oh, anywhere, really. I'm sure I'll find my way where I need to.
There's only sincerity in that voice. Mr. Blanc wasn't kidding. This really is a babysitting job.
Ooh, what's that button do?
Yeah, don't press that.
Ah, so it must be some type of modification. I bet it's a supercharger. They always have those in the comics. Oh, I know. It's an ejector seat. Wait, it's not for the passenger side, is it?
She's not even really talking to me. Her motor mouth is just spinning out of control. I've got to learn what the hell's going on with this easy transport.
Let's ask about her plans.
So, first time in the lowers, huh? Doing some sightseeing?
I'd rather not talk about it.
The kid glances away and grips the case tighter. This line of questioning isn't going anywhere.
Ask about Mr. Blanc.
So, you and Mr. Blanc are old friends? The girl gives me a confused look, like I was using a jar of rotten eggs as face cream.
No, he helped me out of a difficult situation. He's a very kind man, you know. Quite like him, though I think he smokes too much.
Kind? I've never heard it put that way.
He talked about you before you showed up. I think he likes you. Said you had grit, that I could trust you. Not much else, though. After that, he just smoked and smoked. Dirty habit, don't you think?
I can't tell if she's being serious. Miss Sunshine doesn't seem like the type to lie, but getting Mr. Blanc to share personal details wasn't a scenario I could see playing out.
Gumshoe worked out for us beforehand. Yeah.
The faint smell of ash fills the car. A spent handkerchief hides in her palm. Small Aether burns scar her fingertips. Not an ounce of luggage other than the case. Doc has something to hide. So where are you going, kid? Family? Friends?
Oh, no. I'm here all by myself.
Anywhere you planning on visiting? I'm not much of a tour guide.
That's my own business. Thank you.
You're running from someone. By the looks of it, you barely got away. So, what's some pampered lab rat doing on the run? You steal something in that case of yours? The girl's shocked silent. Lies and half-truths run across her eyes, but none of them make the cut. I had her dead to rights. Don't worry, kid. You're not the first with a story like that.
That's not my story. Well, not all of it. I didn't steal anything, I swear.
She looks out the window, quiet and still. Last thing I need is some Heights drama following me down here and ruining an easy payday. While we're talking, my eyes keep getting pulled to the rear view like it's a magnet. I can't shake the feeling we're not alone. I juke down a couple service paths and hop across an access junction. Sure enough, when we pop back onto street level, the same dark shape is lurking behind us. Hang on to something, kid. This might get bumpy. I pop open the hidden compartment under the dash and point to it. The girl catches on almost instantly, and there's only a moment of hesitation before she shoves her briefcase inside.
Alright, now we can talk about the world map. Left click on location view info and set it as your destination. Left click on it again or press space to travel. You can also right click to travel to a destination instantly, so if you know where you're going, yeah, just do that. You may encounter unexpected events along your route. After an event, you will return to the map. You can continue your journey by pressing space, or left click on your destination again, or you can choose a new destination. Hey, never know, you might get something happening that'll make you change your plans. But for now, the only place we can actually go to is our Astoria Bay Ferry Terminal. And not much of a surprise, this one.
The man tailing us. He's got the easy posture and the liquid metal smile of a seasoned killer. In the rear view, his eyes burn like ice above a jagged scar.
No! How did he find me?
Who?
Time you came home, darling.
Nellie? Who is that?
Looks like you found a little tour guide, Eleanor. Got no quarrel with you, smuggler. Pull over, and you can drive away clean.
We can't, Gia. Please, we can't.
Don't worry, kid. Just keep your head down. This will be over soon.
Alright, enemy vehicles can be damaged by selecting a weapon, then an enemy vehicle to shoot. Each weapon can only be used once per turn. Hover over locations to preview your path on a location to move there, or left click on a location to move there. Moving forward costs more than moving backwards. Makes sense, you're having to speed up, put more pressure on the engine. You can combine attacks and movements by selecting an ability, then choosing a location to use it. Now, the thing you should know about weapons is that many of them are directional. They can only go in, well, attack in one direction, except for ramming, which is omnidirectional. Well, technically. Can't do kitty corner, you can only do the cardinal directions. For example, this Gatling gun can only shoot backwards. Shotgun can only shoot to the right. Now then, these guys, these are not enemies, they're just bystanders driving around. Their only problem is that they're gonna get in your way. Now then, let's start with a nice Gatling gun. Leaves us with 7 AP. If we use the shotgun, which is going to do a fair amount of damage, we cannot use our ram. We can, however, still move. I'd say move backwards. Well, may as well. At least force him to move.
It doesn't have to go like this. Give it up.
Alright, can't use our Gatling again because, well, it's got a cooldown. But we do have this shotgun.
Curse you!
And we can go for a ram. And let's move forward as much as we can. Now, we're probably not going to get the chance to see this because, well, he's 2 points off of going down and we can just ram him. But there are various hazards that can happen during car battles. We'll get into that later when it shows up again.
Another
it will.
notch on the dash.
We did it, Gia! He's gone!
That was too easy. We need to get off this island, now.
And we do get rewards for our various battles, including experience. In this case, we got scrap metal. Scrap metal, you can never have enough around. Used to repair damaged vehicles. Yeah, because our vehicles aren't just going to heal by themselves after combat. Alright, let's get back to that ferry
Stop.
station.
All vehicles leaving Astoria Bay require an exit permit.
I got my papers. Verified this morning by...
All exit permits from before noon today are considered void. You'll have to acquire a new permit inside the terminal.
Look, maybe there is some other arrangement we can reach. I flash a clip of greenbacks underneath my outstretched expired permit. The guard looks unimpressed. Damn upper snobs, too good for money.
Ma'am, that might fly where you're from, but not up here. You'll have to get a permit like everyone else. Now move.
Well, at least he didn't try to arrest us for bribery.
He waves me on, and I drive towards an open spot near the entrance of the terminal. People mill about, laughing in the sun, but something's off. The world feels grainy and sluggish, like I'm wading through sand. I need to keep the girl close. There's not a dark cloud in the sky or a black hat in the crowd, but my shoulders remain tense. We're killing time in a sea of hard limbs, well-used pocket watches, and dull chatter, waiting for a permit. Bureaucracy moves slow in the uppers without the right type of love to grease the wheels.
Gia? Are you sure we can't take my briefcase? It's very important.
Better off out of sight than getting swiped in a pickpocket's hunting ground. See that? I nod and put a spotlight on an act I've played myself. A gal trips into a gentleman. The gentleman goes to help her. And the bag he's briefly forgotten about glides away in the hands of her partner.
Jeepers! Oh, that poor man. We should do nothing. Right now, we keep our heads down and avoid bringing attention to ourselves. Oh.
Look, no one's prying my stash open, and I've got an eye on the car. Besides, we'll be back in the Chimera in no time.
Right. What's the phrase? Staying low. I'm just worried because... Oh, Gia, look! Cotton clouds! Oh, I haven't had uppers candy in years.
The girl runs off, leaving me to idle in line.
Hell, let her enjoy herself.
She's like a bird from a cage. Bright eyes sparkle as she flits at every vendor between her and the cotton cloud stand. My neck itches at every careless shoulder bump and lingering eye. Nobody unusual, but the itch doesn't quit. The speakers call out names with far more cheer than they deserved. Dreamland, Nation's Crusade, and so on. None were ours. The vendor sculpts pink and blue clouds for passengers in search of a sweet souvenir. Nellie looks ready to buy out the whole stand. The girl seems determined to stay obvious. We've still got time before the ferry leaves, but I growl as I give up my spot in line and beat feet after her. The girl's busy drilling the vendor about sugar to syrup ratios. I throw a look and she focuses on picking out a flavor. A stick of cotton later, I heard her back in line. Unfortunately, it hasn't moved. I let her get in a few sweet bites before I feed her something bitter. What did that scarred-up black hat want with you? Her face falls mid-bite. The pink cloud sags like a lead balloon.
I've thought of at least 5 different ways to explain it, but it's complicated. Usually I'd ask someone for advice, but he's not here.
Let's not force that on her. Something tells me we're going to be stuck with her for quite a while. Best to not get off on the wrong foot.
Look, kid, I got shot at for you. I was told to expect a simple transport, and now I'm stuck looking over my shoulder. You owe me a whole lot more than it's complicated. What's in the case?
I'm sorry. You're right. And I'm sorry you got shot at. It's my research. It's very important, but I don't know why anyone else would want it.
I give her a side eye. I need the whole picture, but all I'm getting is an unfinished canvas.
It's the well.
What about it? So a bodega sign falls off and disappears every now and then. Neighborhood's already coming to pieces anyhow.
It's expanding. Getting bigger. Stronger. It's going to get bad, Gia. Really bad.
You're pulling my leg.
No, I swear, Gia, the car!
Well, shit. Kinda saw that one coming.
Minutes. I'd only taken my eyes off the car for a few damn minutes. Time stops long enough for me to catch the tail end. The glare of green lights, the lift of red-white metal, and the blur of a black hat. They took my car.
Gia! My research was in the car. What are we going to do?
We're going, now. Ferry's here. I know a place we can hide on board, but we gotta move.
But...
No buts, kid. Move. If they've got the car, we've got to assume they're on our tail. We stick to the plan. Get to the lowers and hole up somewhere safe. After that, we're gonna figure out how you're getting my car back.
Well... Shoot. Mission complete. And we got a couple of level ups out of it, so that's something.
The Hole is a barrenless refuge, rotting and hidden in a forgotten corner of the city. It offers sanctuary to every soul who finds freedom at the end of a gun or the bottom of a bottle. It is the safety of the shadows.
Oh, is this your hideout, Gia? It's like a pirate's cove or a raider's den.
More like a sinkhole. Watch your step, kid. You'll sooner run into a back alley mugger than a swashbuckler out here.
So, what's next? We need to formulate a strategy.
My place. I need a drink. And you need to finish explaining what the hell got my car stolen.
Level up to enhance your crew's talents and attributes to improve your bonuses. Each crew member has access to different talents. Access your talents by selecting the crew portraits in the top left. Okay. Complete missions and encounters to earn XP and level up. When you level up, each of your heroes gain a talent point for you to spend. Each hero has access to different talents. Increase your talent proficiency to more likely succeed in dialogue, talent checks, and unlock new skills. Increasing talent skills can unlock new skills. These skills grant your heroes new abilities and bonuses when they are part of your crew. See all of your heroes' unlocked skills on the right. Okay, so for Gia, we have Brass, Hustle, and Smarts Trees, which come with Daredevil, Enforcer, and Grease Monkey for the Brass, Dodger, Smooth Talker, and Phantom for the Hustle, and Strategist, Gumshoe, and Brainiac for Smarts. And there are various skills that we can get. Now, we've got... How many points have we got? 2 talent points. So I say we spend them on one specific one in order to get some more skills. Let's see. Risky Business under the Daredevil. Gain 1 AP for every 3 HP missing from max health. Not bad. Dual Ram plus 1 Ram action per turn. That could be very useful for shoving someone into a obstacle that's coming. Let's see. Tune Up, gain 1 HP each round. Not bad. Let's see. Leaper, jump costs 0 AP. That could be useful, but I'm not sure we could really do that right now. Let's see. Aether Drain. Light weapons apply Aether Drain minus 3 AP to targets. That might be good, because I think early on we're only going to have access to light weapons. I think. Let's see. On a roll, each round that you avoid taking damage, not going to happen this early on, gain +1 damage to all light weapons, resets when hit. Sabotage. At the end of turn, adjacent enemy vehicles receive the engine failure status effect. A vehicle affected by engine failure is forced to move backwards at the start of each of its turns. Probably something for later on. Tip off. Ally vehicles next to this vehicle gain hasten status effects. Movement costs -2 AP. That'll probably be useful later on, but not right now. Spare batteries. When you heal a vehicle, apply energized status effects to the target +2 AP. Gia's not really going to be a healer on this one. I'm thinking... We want to get that dual ram. Because that seems like it'll be useful. Okay. Captain's quarters, huh?
Hello.
You enjoy captaining a ferry?
It's my job.
Come on. Nobody does what you do for as long as you have if they don't love it. Right? The old man's eyes are roomy with time and pain, and a loneliness like the open sky.
Sure, miss. It's a wonder an old swab like me ever got to fly.
Well, let's ask him about his past.
So, what's your story anyways?
You'd think she might have already known, considering she lives here.
Miss?
Like, were you born here? How'd you get into the ferry game?
No. My family come from Maine. Fishermen. That's how I learned to pilot a tug.
And what brought you to New York? Throg winces, like his gammy leg is giving him pain. Or like I dredged something up from some dark depths. Something he didn't want to remember.
Ah, well, that would be Ella May, my wife.
You salty old dog. I didn't know you were married. I'm just having fun with the old boatman, just trying to raise a smile on that dour leather mid of a face. But I can see I've wounded him, and I feel a twist of guilt.
Long time ago, miss. A real long time.
So, what's your story?
Miss?
Like, were you born here?
No.
And Throg went.
Ah.
You soul. I'm just having.
Long time ago. Thank you.
Didn't mean to do that again. Anyways, let's head back to the apartment.
I can last one more day. New York City's bigger than the world that holds it. A single filing cabinet couldn't contain it all, but I always found a way to keep it stocked with everything I need. I still have that new edition of BAM to read. Later. Zio always told me to have a way out. This old greenhouse has plenty of windows that offer that very service. Would hate to break one on a quick getaway, though. Finally, the first drop of real sunshine all day. What would you do, Zio? Say job's over, cut the kid loose and run? Would definitely save me from a headache.
You're not gonna do that. Gonna take... Oh, wait, I can't take from the stash because I have no storage. Never mind. Alright. Let's talk to Nellie and then we'll probably end things off there for today.
The way she holds herself is too bright for my apartment. Too colorful. Everything feels smaller. The space between the shrinking walls taken up by her testimony.
I've been tracking growth patterns around gravitational anomalies. The well's always been an unusual case. It goes through the occasional spike and ebb, but it's always stabilized, eventually. My colleagues and I, were supposed to meet and discuss what to do about the well, but I was late. I would have been inside already if it hadn't been for Professor Gardner. He discovered something was wrong first. He tried to get me away, and because of me, he...
She trembles, leaving the unspoken sound of a falling body to echo off the walls.
There was an explosion. Everything burned so fast. I wanted to help, but Professor Gardner wasn't moving. That's when I saw him. The black hat. And then he saw me. I ran as fast as I could. Didn't have time to take anything else but the notes I had on me.
That's a hell of a story. So a professional killer snuck into the Heights and blew up a building just to get his mitts on you and your research. And you have no idea why.
I truly don't. Please, you have to believe me.
Let's ask about our colleagues.
Your colleagues. Tell me about them.
They were brilliant scientists, Gia. All of them. And bright and hopeful. Together, we were going to discover a better world. Find the answers to...
She holds back the grief by roaming the room with her eyes, latching onto every detail and yet ignoring every bit of it.
And they were kind. Alistair, Professor Gardner, especially. He always looked out for me. Even when I first showed up. A 16-year-old with a half-packed suitcase and too many questions. He always tried to help. Right to the end.
Your kind have been coming down here for years. They do some tests, make a big spectacle of themselves, and conclude that it's mostly harmless. Nothing more than clouds or a bad storm.
That's the thing! It should be nothing more than a cloud or a storm. For crying out loud, it's not Jupiter's red spot. Something is causing it to persist and expand.
It was just a pause, a moment where I hold back a lifetime of cynicism and disappointment. But she hears it like I'm filling the room with air raid sirens.
You live in a flying city, Gia. A city kept alive with technology so foreign 80 years ago that we'd be like gods to our grandparents. It's solvable.
And what do you do next?
You're in the lowers, as requested and paid for. What were you planning once you got here?
First, I thought I'd have to find a place to live, of course. I have some money,
The girl goes paler than the moon in a crystal bath. A moment of clarity, and a possible lifetime of hopelessness.
It was in my case. All of it. I have nothing.
She looks up at me, eyes suddenly welling into baby blue pools that flood the dwindling room.
I don't have anyone I can ask for a loan. Everyone's... They're dead. All of them. He killed them. And now he's followed me here. He won't stop, will he? He's going to find me again. And I won't be able to fix the well, and...
Let's reassure her.
You've got me protecting you, Nellie. He isn't going to lay a hand on you. I'll talk to someone who could help, but I need you to focus. Those goons stole my car and your briefcase. And right now, you might be the only real lead I have.
What can I do? I told you everything I know.
Not everything.
Let's ask her about traveling incognito.
I don't get it. You're from Olympus Park. You got money. And you just leave without talking to anyone?
I needed to disappear quickly. Apparently, I'm not all that good at it. I didn't have time to pack. I took the first ferry I could find, and it left me in Astoria Bay. Fortunately, when I told a very nice officer I needed to get to the lowers, he referred me to Mr. Blanc.
Knowing Mr. Blanc, that referral didn't happen by chance. He's got eyes in every dark corner of the city. If a bird from the Heights flew down on an air of mystery, he'd want to know why.
You got any enemies?
He called you by your name. We're looking at someone who's done his research, or someone who's got something personal on you. Got any enemies up there?
No!
You sure? You didn't piss off some other brainiac with a better showing at the science fair?
No.
You running from family? Some bigwig who made a pass at you? Jilted husband?
I'm not. I've never been... married? I don't have the time. Or the interest. But even if I did, I haven't had any gentleman callers. Or really met any gentleman. Aside from Professor Gardner, of course, but he doesn't count. Not in that way.
Okay, let's ask about Gardner.
This Professor Gardner's come up a few times. Who is he?
Oh, Professor Gardner, Alistair Gardner, was one of the first people recruited to the Helicline Institute. He's one of their spokesmen, too. He even oversaw my application. The other adjudicators were reluctant. Everyone else was so much more senior and older, too. But Alistair fought for me. He called my skills and my desire for a better world a brilliant ambition. He helped look after me during my stay at Olympus Park. It helps that he supervised the lab that I worked in.
Something doesn't add up. Most of us will never see the Heights, let alone Olympus Park. How'd someone like him get inside?
I don't know. Must have broken in. Or stolen access? Disguised himself, maybe? But you can't just stroll through. I had to go through an extensive vetting process to even be allowed to visit.
Okay, how much you want to bet that Nellie and her team were discovering that the gravity well was expanding and was going to consume the lowers, and some rich elite bastard in the uppers is, just doesn't want to care, or doesn't care, or just wants the lowers wiped out to get rid of the low-class filth, and didn't want this getting out, so he decided to wipe them out. It wouldn't surprise me.
So he's found you twice. Once in the Heights, and then again after hiding with Mr. Blanc. He'll probably track you down here, too.
You think?
She starts to retreat back into her shell. Damn it. I was just getting somewhere. If I'm going to get anything useful out of this, I gotta give her something to latch onto. Hey, look at me. This chump isn't getting away with this. I'm going to take care of him. Going to get my car and your briefcase back.
Really?
It's a matter of personal and professional pride. I don't like when people mess with what's mine. Just stay here and don't touch anything. I'll be back soon.
Wait! I'm going with you.
No.
Absolutely not.
Before you finish, I can promise I'm not a burden. In fact, I'm quite the asset. You'll be hard-pressed to find anyone who knows more about Aethonics than me.
Sure, kid, that's all well and good, but...
And this man who stole your car and my research, he's after me, correct? So he'll be looking for me. And as you've pointed out, he'll probably find me.
And what? I should use you as bait? You got a death wish or something?
You're not planning on dying, are you? Seems to me I'm safest with you. And you have a better shot at getting what you want with me around.
She has me there. Besides, if this tracker of hers was any good, the last thing I want is him finding this small corner of the world. Okay, but first I need to see a gal about a car. Until I'm back, stay put. Cress is already gonna be in a bad enough mood when she hears about the car. She doesn't need me ambushing her with this bundle of trouble too. Cress Carter is the only person in the whole who could sell me something with 4 repulsors and a steering wheel. Only one issue. I'm broke. Fortunately, I have something more valuable to her than a wad of cash. If there's anything that can soften bad news and a steep ask from Cress, it's a fresh record with a smooth baritone. I second-guess leaving the girl idle in my room. She's the curious kind that could find trouble with her eyes closed and feet tied.
Find her a distraction.
I don't live like royalty, but I got a few shabby creature comforts around. Maybe it's enough to keep the girl's hands busy.
Alright, well, with that, I'm going to end this episode off here for today. Okay, went on a little longer. I gotta stop doing that, because I keep making that same mistake. Hell, I made that same mistake with the ending of Disco Elysium. Oof. But anyways, with that, I'm going to end this episode off here for today. If you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications for an upload. And please, leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.